Okay, guys, we are back. How is everybody doing? So, I have a new fidget toy. It's supposed to be garbage, but I'm finding it really fun to play with. Um, so I'm going to keep it in my craft room. This is in models they call them Christmas trees, but essentially it's like the cord that holds smaller pieces together in a model. And this is from my steampunk clock. Um, And yeah, it's kind of fun because I can go this way and I can spin it, spin. But I also kind of like just the way this feels and running my fingers across it. So it stays right up here and keeps my fingers occupied, keeps my brain occupied. So we are back to working on this. I have 2 pages with currently they're not set to have pockets. They're set to be solid pages. I'm going to be stenciling on this side, trying to match these colors as much as I can. Let me find my remote because I'm not sure if I'm zoomed in. Nope. I hate that where I have to put the remote in order to make that work. You guys just like seem like you're like I'm right in your face. For whatever reason, it is also very dark in my craft room today. I'm not real sure what that's all about. But I've picked the pictures out. I'm going to do some inking. Oh, I did want to cut this extra white off of this one. I forgot. Just cause. No super particular reason. It's just, some people like the white, some people don't. I happen to not like it. So, as I said when I started this journal, I am a child of the 70s. I was born in 71. But through one of my acts of kindness, in one of my Facebook groups, I sent out a whole bunch of the wood-mounted rubber stamps to people, at no cost to them. And I had one lady, she, has been like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I really want to, you went above and beyond. I want to do something in return." And I said, "You know what? Seeing your art when you start working on it is going to be enough for me." Well, then she sent me a whole bunch of pictures of the art that she does. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So, as if you've watched me in a while, I don't sleep. And it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like kind of hoping that she's one of those people that actually turns her phone off at night. Because I messaged her late at night, and it was like not late at night, it was early in the morning. It was like 1:20 in the morning. And I said, "Hey, is it too late for me to ask you for something in return?" And she's like, "No, what do you need?" And I said, "You have inspired me to do a 60s, a 60s flower power, all love, all peace, journal." And she was like, and I said, "So would you be willing to send me some of your artwork that would fit into that, that hippie scene?" She's like, "Oh my gosh, yes." And I was like, "Oh." So I actually have already picked out the book that I'm going to do. I'm doing doing it as another altered book. And I've already got the pages out. They're folded and they're just waiting. And she's like, "Well, we kind of had a conversation about do I want big or little? And, I talked to her about, did she feel okay? Like if she sends me a big picture and I, cut it down and use it to make tags or whatever. And she's like, no, do whatever. I love that, there's that you understand art, that it's all a creative mess. And I'm looking forward to it. Then she messaged me and said, how much do you want? And I'm like, I will take as much or as little as you want to send me. I go and I'm working on one right now. So if you were to send it right now, I probably wouldn't be able to start right away. So, don't feel rushed. And, send what you feel comfortable. I had to look for my glue stick. I looked up, I saw something yellow and just, quick glance, I thought it was right in front of me. No, it's my yellow stickers. So I'm just gluing on the embellishments that I've chosen for this page before I glue it into the book. Just because I think it's going to be easier. Where'd my little brown one go? There it is. Because I want them in specific places. So this goes this way. Okay, so right there above there. Okay. Perch. Right above the green. Helps when it doesn't get stuck to my own finger, right? Again, trying to make that as straight as I can. Must have missed an end there. Why is that not sticking? There we go. Apparently the top of my glue dried out in that short period of time. And this. And as you saw at the beginning, I did some inking. Try to match these colors as best as I can. But a little challenging. I just have to decide, do I want to leave it or do I want to trim out? I'll see, that needed to be higher. Let's see if I can. Okay, I'm not worried about the, oh, nope. So it's down. It's down. Oh, well. So that kind of answers this question a little bit. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to trim off this outer edge. It's not going to make it too much smaller, but it will make it a little smaller. I think looking at this right now, this brown definitely looks out of place. But when I do the page on the opposite side, I think it'll make more sense to everybody. So I did want that a little higher, but as you saw, there was no way I was getting that back off. This is a sticker. Suddenly I was doubting that I was recording. Okay. And because I don't trust stickers, Give it some extra support in the sticky department. Put that right there. Now, it's hard to see, but this little brown sticker does have some lines down here, which I will figure out what I want to put there. I haven't decided if I want to try to stamp a word there or numbers, but I'm going to stamp something in there. If I had alphas that were small enough, I would use letter stickers, alpha stickers, to put a word in there. But I don't have any alpha stickers that are that little. Balance that up there. Again, fighting that, trying to get that in there straight. This is one of those papers that I'm like, I love it, but I've not been able to like use it. And I think this is the only one I have actually. But I'm like, that is so not like in my aesthetic as far as like junk journaling goes. Use this as a bookmark for right now. Because the next thing I'm going to do is stencil this. Let me, let's see. Need something to stencil over. And again, I'm going to use the colors that are in that TV looking paper. So I have Twisted Citron, which is a light green, Tumbled Glass, which is a light blue, Victorian Violet. I think it's going to be a little darker than the purple that's on that paper. But the only other purple I have is like very dark purple. So I'm hoping that if I just do a light touch with this one, it'll turn out light. This one also, this is an archival ink, whereas the rest of them are not. This has also got some metallic in it. This brand, this Brilliance ones do, kind of metallic-y. And then I have a little thing of black. So grab all of my little sponges, my blending brushes. So I have my black, my blue, my purple, and my green. Now, just like with my daubers, I don't, I just keep them in the same families. So this is all pinks and purples. This is black and gray, shades of blue, shades of green. I think doing black flowers is going to be weird. So I'm wondering, you know what? Let's do this. Kind of like what it did there. Since my mouse is right here, let me turn my mouse off. That's not black. I thought that was black ink. It is blue ink. Okay, so we're going to put that back over there. We're going to grab what I know is black. There it is. I'm like, is it still on my table? It is still on my table. I got to get the blue out. There we go. Oops. So this black is also an archival ink, which means it's permanent. The distress inks, if I was to put the ink down and then get the paper wet, the ink would bleed and it would, you know, it would do its thing. Whereas the archival inks don't. They don't move. They're not water soluble, so they don't move at all. So you see me kind of start off over here and then onto the paper. That's just about trying to avoid harsh lines, or like circle spots, because your brush is already in motion by the time it hits the paper. That makes sense. So rather than getting like this and then trying, because once it's there, that doesn't blend out very well. So you kind of want to start off your paper and then move on to it. Why am I having so much trouble with this side though? Gee minis. So this is just giving, like kind of mimicking the other page where it's got the black background and then the images are on top. But obviously I don't want to go like black. Okay. So I do need my black dauber because I'm going to go around the edges while I got the black out. Put this over here. Isn't it funny? I do edges left-handed and I do stenciling right-handed. So it's Thanksgiving week. Hopefully those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving are getting prepared for whatever that means, whether you're hosting like I am or whatnot. Unfortunately, we're not a traditional family. So we don't always do the traditional Thanksgiving dinner. And this year, we did last year. Ham, turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, green beans. Yeah, cranberry sauce, lots and lots of cranberry sauce. We decided we were going to go non-traditional this year, so we're actually having tacos for Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, so I'm going to lay the stencil down, and obviously the paper is bigger than the stencil, so I will be moving it around and filling in gaps. So I'm going to start with the blue. And as you can see, I have a little tiny brush for the blue. I do have another set of blending brushes that I could be using. Everything is in my way. The advantage to the blue, to having the small ones, is that you can get into places better. Come on, the rest of that petal. Okay, let's get some blue going over here. Okay, blue lid. Let's pull out the green. Trying to do that one-handed so I don't let go of the stencil. Now there are leaves on here, so I'm going to do the leaves green. I'm just going to start with that. Come on, I just need some green pickup. Thank you. I'm trying to do this without like going over and getting a straight line of ink down there. Sometimes it's challenging too. I wonder what my dogs are barking at. Got a few things that are on order. It would be nice if something would deliver. I did get my food delivery today. It's very late, and I'm waiting on a response back from Imperfect Foods, because on the tracking information it says the label was created on the 14th, but FedEx didn't get it until the 18th. So before I eat any of the meat that's in there, I want to know, has that been refrigerated this entire time or no? Because if not, I'm not eating the meat, which would suck because I got a lot of chicken in there, and yeah, it would be a little frustrating. It'd be more than a little frustrating. I don't even know why it was late to begin with. I mean, they sent me an email. Whoops, darn it. Let's try to line them up as best I can now. On Wednesday, which is when FedEx normally, ooh, that's really dark. That's a lot darker than what's on the paper over there. Oh, well. Open. Dang it, letting me know that it was late, but they didn't say, why. They just said it's normally is delivered 24 hours after this normal delivery date, which would have been Saturday. But FedEx doesn't deliver on Saturdays. So, but they got my box on Saturday, according to their tracking. But that doesn't tell me how the box was handled for the first, from the 14th to the 18th, between when the label was created by Imperfect Foods and FedEx took possession of it, 4 days later. Hope that makes sense. I'm still kind of in shock. I had no idea this purple was this dark. Let's see. I don't really want to do any green flowers, but well, I guess we can mix in some other blues, huh? I mean, we're already not matching, so why not? Stop sticking to me and you'll stop moving. This is just a, little darker. This is Broken China. I got several shades of blue. I don't have a lot of purple. Happens to be my favorite, which is seedless preserves. I love this purple. I guess there's no point in trying to keep them lined up at this point. You're already way off. I went quiet on you guys. Sorry. Apparently I was concentrating. Let's see. My only other blue is called Peacock Feathers. That's kind of a tealy blue. Might have to pull it out because I'm not exactly sure where I'm at anymore. Also, I have ink for my printer scheduled to be delivered. Plus, I have developed an addiction. I have ordered 2 more Amazon package return boxes. I'm just waiting on those to be delivered. Put another purple one right there. Another blue one. Yeah. And what you'll find too is that as I stencil, some of the color, because I'm not cleaning my stencil off in between, some of the colors are going to blend. Like right here, this flower has a little bit of purple on the tips from these two. So some of it'll blend over, some of it'll bleed in. It just kind of, it is what it is, and I roll with it. So blue, I'm going to put a purple. Put purple one right here. I'm going off the page with this one. Okay, now I need something little to go down there. Got some green leaves. This green is like not wanting to pick up. I don't know why. So green leaves. Yes, there was definitely some bleed over. Blue there. Some blue there. Then put another purple one right here. Inky. This is most definitely what life is like, inking in the craft room. Let's do a different blue. Make sure I don't get my lids mixed up. Let's do a different blue. Back to Broken China. Hanging off the page just a smidge. Also picking up the purple that's on the stencil. So this secondary part of this, obviously the colors are not going to be true to form because, yeah, I'm doing different ones. Trying to figure out which way I want to put this so that I get something different. Back to blue. Again, it's cleaning that purple off as well. Let's see. I just want to get some hangover over here. Whoops! I inked my pad instead of the paper. I wonder how many times I've actually done that. Probably more than I realize. Right here in the middle. Let's do a purple. Now, you could be a better crafter than I, and clean your stencil between colors and all that good fun stuff. But yeah. You could also have, one blending brush per pad of color, and not sticking just in families like I do. That's all personal choice. Try to get these leaves in here. I'll work around those. I'll put this. I've had lots of videos dropping. Went through the nightmare that is YouTube. Took 4 days for me to get several of my videos to download. They are finally there and available for viewing as scheduled. I've actually never done that before. Pre-recorded a video and then scheduled it to go public on a certain date or time. So that was kind of new. And I'm like, ooh, this is neat. Kind of, addresses my issues. Living out here in the country, sometimes it's my Wi-Fi that causes me the problems. Other times it's actually YouTube. This time around, I think it was a combination of both. So it's kind of nice now that I know how to be able to go, see, cross-contaminated on accident. I just stuck my green blending brush into my purple ink. To know that I can just record videos whenever I'm crafting and then just upload them, and I can either leave them unlisted until I'm ready to publish them, or I can schedule them to publish. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know I could do all that. Which is kind of funny. I mean, it's not like I'm a big YouTube creator and I've been on here forever. So I'm still learning. I definitely still make silly mistakes, like, forgetting to add myself to the stream. Muting my mic and not realizing it. And for me, that's not about muting it and then forgetting to unmute it. I bump it and not realize that I muted it. So it's like, I'll look up and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't think there's a volume there. And I haven't found an editing program that I'm happy with. In fact, that's what took so long to get those videos to download, is that I was trying to use just my camera and not go through StreamYard to record. Well, YouTube did not like the editing software that I used. And I'm like, I didn't even do anything fancy. All I did was took the 5 videos that were, 15 minutes long and used the program to put them into one so that I could upload it to YouTube. 4 days to get it to go. It was like super frustrating. And I'm like, oh, so in the meantime, that's what I figured out. While I was waiting for all of that to happen, I was like, oh, look, I can record these ahead of time. I can just, because before that, I'd be like sitting here just going, I would love to be crafting, but, I can't get anywhere because my videos aren't uploading. So I would sit here and just be like, da-di-da-di-da. Can't do anything. Now I know that I can, which is awesome. Let's see. peacock feathers. We'll put some peacock feathers in here. Just kind of going around, filling in the blanks. Kind of had a pocket idea for this. I haven't decided yet. Figured until I got the stenciling done, it was going to be hard for me to visualize anything beyond that. So, some more of this. I'm still shocked by how bright or how dark this one is. I'm finally getting some ideas in my head for the visual texture aspect of this little project. Think I know what I'm going to do. Well, I know I'm going to do it. I was going to say, I don't know if it can, well, it's actual visual texture, but I guess in the end, it doesn't really matter because this is my project and my interpretations of things. So scratch that. Doesn't matter. Let's do this little corner here, which probably is a waste of ink because most likely, if I'm going to put a pocket on, it's going to be like right in that general area. Okay. Just going to do some fill-ins with some leaves. I can barely see those. But again, I don't know what the deal is with this ink. I might have to just like squirt it and wake it up, as Pam would say. Wake her up. Oh, I don't have anything in this corner. I want one of these. And we'll do it in blue since I accidentally started that anyway. When I was trying to lay the black down. Okay, there we go. Let me get a baby wipe. Put all my inks away. Doing the baby wipe because I didn't think to go get my rag wet before I started this. So you can wash. Not all the ink will come off no matter what you do, even going in and using soap and water. There's going to be a little bit left. Tumbled glass. What did I say? Broken glass? Tumbled glass is what I meant. And broken china. I'm not sure what I said earlier, to be honest. See, this preserves. Oh, there it is. I'm like, where's my peacock feathers? That's right there in front of my noggin. Put these all off to the side. That is literally about as much as I ever wash my stencils. And sometimes a lot of times that's even more than what I would normally do. So I will use this as a glue page, but I'm going to let it dry since I did just use a baby wipe on it to clean it off. Try to figure out where to put stuff. So this purple can go away. This green can go away. put my 3 blues away. This purple. This purple. I'm done with stenciling, so I'm going to put my blending brushes away. Come on, try to get the bag open. If you are a stenciler, I highly recommend investing in a set of blending brushes. I bought those ones off of Amazon because I couldn't find them here locally. So I've got the little tiny ones and I got flat skinny ones. There, you know, I would rather have a bunch of the you know, solid oval ones and just have all of those. But I made do with what I could find at the time. And now, of course, I'm seeing what I was looking for. I'm seeing them all over the place. But that's okay. Oh, see, I still had pink and brown out too. My inks are everywhere. You know, I'm just going to put all of them away. I'm not sure if I'm done with some of them, but I can always get them back out. But at least they'll be out of my way, right? That's why I put them in within arm's reach. So if I need them, they're right where I can get to them. Duh. Trying to make my life harder when it, you know, under the guise of making it easier, but it's really not. It's making it more difficult. Okay. Get my book out. Yep. As usual, I'm going to have to run some wet glue down that last page that I glued in because right by the spine, it's not wanting to stick. And that could be because, like I said, you know, my glue stick was kind of dried out a little bit for some reason. So this stencil is going to be fun too, doing the 60s journal. Lots of flowers. But yeah, I literally asked her for a flower power journal. And so she did some quick pictures, and she messaged me the next day. She goes, "Am I on the right track?" Absolutely. Which is funny because when I saw her picture, wow, this is bigger than, I didn't cut that small enough, so I need to move it over. When I saw her picture, I assumed she would have been a child of the 60s. You know, I get, you know, there's a reason there's that saying, you know, about making assumptions. But I did. But maybe she's not. Maybe it was more a question about, you know, is that what I was looking for versus is this what represents the 60s? I don't know. But I'm excited to get what she's drawn for me. I'm going to have to do some research on the 60s because I wasn't born yet. Those of you watching, you know, if you're a child of the 60s, tell me some stories. What do you remember of the 60s? My glue is not wanting to come out. You know, what are some of the iconic stuff of the 60s that you remember? There it goes. Because I am kind of, you know, working toward the, you know, peace, love, hippie, you know, vibe out. guess I shouldn't worry too much about that since I'll be putting washi there, huh? Birch. Avalanche. Craft-a-lanche. What do we think of this? Is that just too crazy for right there? It's all the right colors. Sure, why not? So lots of crazy real life stuff going on here. I have a child whose car is still broken, but you know, she has responsibilities with child and work. And it's Thanksgiving week. Oh, yay. So we got to do another car swap. While also getting her here for Thanksgiving, but she works Wednesday night. So it's like, how? Okay. So what we're doing is going up. I'm going to go up there probably tomorrow, just so I can kind of spend the day up there before we come back here to all the crazy. And then I'll stay at her place on Wednesday day, Tuesday night, Wednesday day, while she's at work on Wednesday. And while her wee one is at school. I just totally dumped a whole bunch of stuff out onto the floor. I felt it hit my foot. Just want to get in there with some small scissors. Get that tiny little bit off of there. Let me see who I dropped and what I dropped. Oh, I only dropped one lady. And she's the last lady. It's okay. Okay, so I have this. And I was thinking about adding this pocket on this side because that would pull this brown over. And it would give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. I was doing these really late at night. Wow, this side did not stick at all. That's okay. I'll re-glue it while we sit here and talk. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, was to put that pocket there, because we have a slide pocket. So here, there's a pocket here, and there's a pocket here. And they're going this way. So I thought going this way on this side would make sense. Like I said, it gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. I was only second guessing it because the paper that I used is Japanese writing. Okay, pause that, scratch that, rewind. We are not using those pockets. I do have a little one. Maybe I should just make a couple real quick. Let's see what I have here. Whoops, hit my microphone, sorry. You need at least 2 pieces of paper to do this pocket. Like I said, and I did this late at night, so hopefully I can remember how to do it. It's also with bigger paper, so hopefully the pockets are not too big. So you're going to first fold it in the triangle. Then fold this part up. Flip it over. I guess, see, that would be way too big. Let's see. Let's take this part off here. Somewhere in my pile of stuff is my my ruler. Oh, there it is. Because I'd rather do that with my ruler, doing these second pages. Okay, pull this top one off. Scraps to go into the pile for a scrappy adventure. So let's try that again. Now, this does require some trimming, some cutting, some altering. You do want this flap to not be like this big, because when you fold this over, you want to be able to match your point up here. So I'm going to have to trim that. And ideally, if you can figure out the math of it, this piece down here would be equal. If it was just a little bit longer, I would just fold it in. You also need it to make sure it's not too wide to fit in your journal, which if I'd have thought about that, I should have measured that ahead of time, because it does need to be like 5 inches. So I'm going to pause this in action. I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, try to prevent the craft-a-lanch down there that's trying to happen. My apologies for how messed up this is turning out to be. So you want your paper to be as wide as your pocket. So because my standard journal is 6 by 9, this one's a little bit different. It's like 5 something by 8 something. But you want to go, the width of your paper needs to fit within the width of your book, whatever book it is that you're working on. So we're going to go a third time with this. What I'm going to do, what I was looking at when I realized, oh my goodness, this is too long, is folding this up because it's printed on both sides. That won't be a problem with the next ones. And it just makes this pocket a little stronger. No big deal. Strengthen pockets, never a bad thing. Oops. I think that's okay. Yeah. Okay, and we're going to glue this. Apparently I'm going to glue it without a glue pad. glue mat or glue book or anything and get glue everywhere. No, we're not. Okay. This is the only part that I'm gluing, right, for that, because that's going to be the inside. So again, we're going to fold this up with a stronger glue. I'm going to open up this little point and glue this side. Oh, you were supposed to glue in there. Man, sorry. Open it back up and glue your triangle down. And I'm only using Fabrifix because it's already in my hand. So glue that part down. Otherwise, you have these weird openings down here. Okay. Fold up, fold over. Okay. We're back to this. But this is real life, people. Real time. Okay. Open your little point back up. From the fold to the point. I'm going to run a bead of glue. Fold that down and make sure it's even, or try to even it. Now, if this piece is too long, you have the choice. You can just snip it off and have a flat edge up here. You can refold it a million times if you're a little ADD, OCD like I am. You can leave it hang out and, leave the point extended. It's entirely up to you. Here, you're going to glue that outer edge and from where you folded the point down to the corner. And what that does is creates this pocket here. And try to get her straight as possible. Oops. Move my mat and everything. Okay, now the next steps is making the pockets for behind. So you want them to be roughly the same height. Okay. Take that. Grab the ruler. See if I can get 2 out of this one, even though I already tore that other one down, but I'm okay with that. If I can get 2 out of this, I'd rather do that. So this one, I'm not going to scrap. There's a, it's a little bigger. I'm not going to worry about scrapping it because at the end of the day, for me, I put them together. This is just regular weight copy paper, so my punch doesn't have any problem going through it. I'm going to punch a little divot. That is not in the middle. Trying to eyeball the middle as close as I can. I shouldn't be guessing. I should just be measuring, but I'm not. Ready? Okay. Move the ruler. Bring the glue page back. We're going to glue these closed. You could do before or after you do the divot if you choose to do a divot, which again is creator's choice. You don't have to do a pull divot if you don't want to. These are some of my coffee dyed papers. All of these are dyed with coffee and stencils. So I'm debating because I have my new stencils from Temu, and I'm trying to decide whether I want to do them with ink or coffee stain them. And what's holding me back is that if I decide I want to coffee stain them, I don't know how I'm going to do that with all the family coming because, it takes up a lot of space. I'm going to get my brown back out. going to do the walnut stain word. So I didn't put them back in order. I just kind of stuffed them to get them out of the way. So after the video, I'll go back and reorganize my inks. It's that OCD. Oops. So, oh, that's going to be behind it. I'm not going to worry about it. So ink or not, up to you. I love to ink. And these pockets are going to be in the back, so you don't have to go all the way around because you're not going to see all of it. And because I was so frustrated trying to figure this one out, I actually glued it before I inked it. So, got this little trick here, and you slide this up under there. And you just go boop, 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 boop. Ta-da! Thanks, Pam. It would be Pam at the Paper Outpost, who is notorious for forgetting to ink before she seals stuff up. Kind of like having that piece folded around, because on the original ones, not having it, this being just a single sheet, was really tough to ink. As it was like the paper just kind of wants to fold away, and I was worried about tearing it. Okay, time to glue the pockets on. So with this, you get two choices. You can either put it so this pocket's up and this pocket's down, or you can go this way. This one's down, this one's still up, but it's facing the opposite direction. Because this is going on the left-hand page, I'm going to put it so this one goes in, because if I go this way, it's up against the spine, and I'm trying to go this way where the spine's right here. Whereas if I go this way, the spine's over here, and I'm going toward the spine. So this way makes more sense for it to being on the left page. So keep that in mind when you're making these pockets too, is that, you know, when you're filling it, what direction is stuff going to go in? So this first pocket, you're going to glue halfway down the sides and across the bottom. If you can get your glue going. For me right now, it is very cold here right now, so my heater is on blast, and it's really making my glues dry out on the surface. So it's creating a little bit of a challenge for me. And I am over the hour, so hopefully the programs don't throw a holy fit. Excuse my head. Just want to get those as even as I can. And then you're going to repeat with this one, which is still wet, but that's okay. And you're just kind of guessing how far up you're going to put your glue for the most part. Across the bottom. But do try to make it even on both sides. Now, some people would be really concerned about making sure these two pockets are the same distance apart as these two pockets. I'm not so worried about that. For me, it's more about making sure the pockets are straight. I'm like, why isn't this moving? Because I was holding it. It's kind of hard for it to move if some dingus is holding on to it, right? Okay, so I'm going to go right there. Oops. Should probably put the lid on my glue. My glue stick, anyway. The back is so pretty. And think about that part. I mean, my goal was to have something pretty on the front, but the back is so pretty too. Okay, and I'm just trimming off these because, you know, no matter what you do, it's paper, and the paper will always do what the paper wants to do, and it's not always what you want it to do. So sometimes it folds wonky. Okay, and then we're going to put this right here. And again, we're gluing on the U shape to create a 5th pocket there. So down one side. Whoops, sorry, hit the microphone. Down the other side. Across the bottom. Now this back pocket, you could have done just the sides, and this back pocket would go all the way down to here if you wanted it to. I've never been an uber super fan of really, really long, big tags and journaling cards, which is why there's no like solid page pockets in this one. I am trying to challenge myself into doing some of the other techniques that I have always fought against. I'm like, I don't like it. Just to kind of break out of my shell a little bit. So my next journal, the 60s journal, it has somewhere literally the papers are going to be glued here and here, little divot in the top, and that is going to be a full pocket. So I'm going to have to make full size cards. All right. I feel like I want something wrong thing. I'm like, they're stuck. Butterflies are the theme. What part of the theme? Oh, I do have purple butterflies in here. So I have this purple butterfly. Ooh, purple rose. I like the purple rose, but it doesn't really fit. I mean, like the theme of things. We're going to layer some stickers here. Put that there. Put this there. Oh, it's a pretty blue butterfly too. I think I'm going to call this good for now. Obviously, when I get the book done, I'm going to go back through and do some other stuff to it, some other decorating. I have this bag of spare diamond dot beads that the picture got ruined. So, oh, look, I picked up that. That's why it got stuck when I picked it up. It was stuck to a sticker. But I don't know how well you can see because the bag is creating a glare anyway. But these are, a lot of them are iridescent, so they're going to sparkle. So again, that's that visual texture, lace, and I'm going to add die cuts to it and stuff like that. But right now I'm just working on getting the pages in, and then we'll go from there. Get these put away. part of why my desk is a mess, because everything's everywhere. And I'm working on like 3 different projects at once. So as you'll see, as you have seen this week, if you've been watching my videos, because they've been dropping all week. So the next step in this book is going to be this page. These pages, I should say. They both have pockets. And it's kind of like this one. It'll be like this one. It'll be like this one where there's a pocket here and a pocket here. So pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, and pocket here. So this will be our next video. I have ladies to go on each one. Ta-da. So I'll be picking colors to match these 2 ladies, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.